Beyond the Donut.
We're going to have Max Green from
Inspired in the Sleep.
Yeah. So, it's been quite an interesting week, hasn't it been?
Yeah, it's been a great week. We've been really taking advantage of the weather. I've been diving into a really nice new book.
Nice. I've seen you outside doing some meditation. Yeah, and we decided that we would conserve in water by washing our cars together.
Yep.
Now, since everyone has been keeping up with their social distancing, there has been a lot of empty sidewalks. And where I come from, that's called empty turf. So here in Oceanside, we took to the streets. We combined not only the two scooters that we found in the trash. Now, obviously, we sterilized them, left them out for 3 days. And then Rylar shows up with his scooter. We take on the neighborhood. Roll the montage.
Roll the montage.
So we've been riding around, saying hi to our neighbors, keeping that 6 feet of distance, while still rolling around like a crew.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Gotta stay together, even though most of us have to stay apart.
So, what's the latest on the distance sticks? You had a little bit of an update on this?
Yeah, within the next week, I'll be sending out a video on how to update the pre-existing model that I had before. The one problem I had is that when you spin around really fast in the stores, specifically in the aisles, you tend to knock a lot of things over. And so, within the next week, I'll have an updated model that can help you guys out at home who've made distance sticks of their own.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Now, with those distance sticks, Matt, do you have any updates on the mask situation?
The mask situation, yes. So I reported on this last week. We had an influx of skinning of feral cats in Oceanside here. Basically, people were running out of ideas on how to make their own face masks, and they were resulting into cat fur. Now, after we reported on this, we did see that curve totally mellow out. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of feral cats back in the area. Now, what we're seeing is people are grabbing the feral cats. They're not killing them. They're just tying them behind their ponytail, and they're wearing them as sort of like a face repellent shield. And we're just seeing these big bushy messes show up to the grocery store. This story is still developing. We're not exactly sure, but the big thing we want to get across is, people, we are not going to resort to this.
This is ridiculous.
This is barbaric.
Yeah.
So we don't want to make feral cats, for one, endangered. Mm-hmm. We want to protect that whole group of animals that are in our neighborhood, but we don't want anybody contracting possibly a new disease from these cats being worn on their face.
Yeah, and I just gotta say, tucking it behind your ponytail is not disguising the obvious. Everyone knows a cat's on your face.
So, on that note, we came up with this great solution for finding new masks at your own home. It's called
Does It Mask?
So, we kind of had some confusion with the rules of this game, but basically, Rylar's going to give us 2 different masks, and then collectively, me and you are going to decide, does it mask?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, Rylar, bring us out 2 of these masks.
Thank you, Rylar. So I made both of these, and all I did was just take whatever kind of paper this is.
And there is a huge thing of garlic in mine.
If it can rid vampires, Team Edward,
I get it.
It can probably ward off corona.
I get it. Okay, so you put this mask on.
Yeah, you gotta kind of loop it over and over again. And
Whoa.
then you tie it initially to this. There's a lot of garlic.
This is heavy.
So for this one, kind of just situate it here. And what you do is, if everything's all good, which side am I on right now?
You got the
happy?
smiley face.
Oh,
Yeah,
things are all good in the store.
Perfect.
Somebody gets too close. Well, you got a nice little sign up here, and you got the eyebrows that say, "Yo, bro, it's time to back up a little bit."
It's weird because, like, people already kind of stay away from me because of the way I dress. But now with the garlic combination, all I need to do is, like, carry around a cross or a dagger, and people would really be scared of me.
Better yet, you just need something to cover your mouth. I think you have too much air.
But
That works fine, too.
you know, then I don't put my mouth on it either. Rylar, can you give us 2 more masks? All right, thank you, Rylar. Okay, so now we've got 2 more. I've got a pair of boxer briefs. Oh, see, I can put my hair out the back. Did we just invent this? Did we start this?
And now, it's time for Art with Rylar.
I made this art piece of the forest. It's basically a forest, and if you can see, I used an liner brush to paint a little bunny with its burrow right here. And then there's the sky, and then the sun, and then all the trees from the forest. Even though we're in a tough time, there's always somewhere to go.
For this next segment, we're going to have Max Green from Inspired in the Sleep. Yeah. So we're really privileged to be friends with Max. He actually grew up down here in North County, San Diego. Now he lives up in Los Angeles. And we were actually able to get a nice little interview with him. His band, Inspired in the Sleep, has just come out with a new album. So we asked him some questions pertaining to that.
Hey guys, this is Max from Inspired in the Sleep. Also, I go by Max Green as a songwriter, producer, composer, musician. The question you have here is, how does it feel to have the album out? What was one of the most memorable moments in its creation? One of the most memorable things, we just picked up vinyl a couple days ago. That's more memorable in its completion, I think, now that everything's done and ready to go. The record's been pretty much finished for about almost a year, I want to say, and it's kind of been this like process of where we started it and we're working on it from a year, and then some of the songs came from different spots. But I think having that like kind of definitive get it out and put it all into one cohesive piece and having this like collection in one area, that's my favorite part, is having this like cohesive piece of art that defines like a period in my life.
Thanks, Max. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. It's always nice when you're working on a project to just finally have it done and complete and be able to put it out there.
Now, I know the band is also selling this as a vinyl record.
That's cool.
But I wanted to ask Max how the COVID-19 pandemic affected the band when it came to releasing this.
Yeah, so I think like the week after the record came out is like when stuff started like closing down and like the coronavirus thing started getting like actually really serious. We had I mean, in terms of like live music, it's been super limiting. We had release shows for San Diego and LA that got canceled. I had like a little winery tour. We had a date we're gonna fly out to New York for with the Friends band. And yeah, all got canceled, and a lot of artist friends I know and friends that tour and stuff like that have just straight up out of work. And you know, I think a lot of music's gonna come from this time. Like I think a lot of home recording, home producer style stuff is gonna come out of this era, this like time period, which I think is really cool. And we're gonna get some like really, really cool stuff coming from all the different angles of the world. For me, like I've just been a little studio rat. I'm here at Bedrock. I have like a 24-hour space that keeps me pretty busy, and so I do a lot of music for TV and film, and there's not that many submissions going on right now because the whole entertainment industry is at a halt too. So it's definitely affected. Everyone's affected. It's hard to not be affected. I was kind of surprised in the way that I was affected by all this because I didn't think it would really affect me all that much. But stuff has slowed down, and right now it's kind of a time to figure out what you want to do, and but not with any other people involved. So what do you want to do by yourself completely, I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, just once again, we realized that every aspect of our community and the artists out there are a huge amount of people that are probably a little bit like biting their nails right now, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Now, I've been talking to Max, and he's one of those ones that has a really inventive mind. So he finds, outcomes, and he works the puzzle by not just being in a band, but also promoting his own individual music. He helps aspiring writers. He helps people not just figure out their publicity, but also get shows sometimes in the LA area. So if you're interested in what Max is doing, remember, we're a community here on Beyond the Donut. We really hope that you guys do add each other on Instagram. Let them know that you found them on the show, and definitely recognize the artists and learn more about them. Now, we had one more question that we came up with on our second episode of Beyond the Donut, and we asked Anna Slotala, who is God? And we thought it was important to ask that again, didn't we?
Yeah, we wanted to ask it again. So, Max, we're asking you, who is God?
Who is God? God is whatever your interpretation of that spiritual, or however you want to describe it, that entity in your life. So I think for some people, like, they express that in religion, and if that's helpful for them. It's for some people, they express that in experiences or their profession, or for me, it's definitely through, like, art. Like, that kind of spiritual connection comes from having that output and having something to say, and having those moments that come and go.
Wow, thanks, Max. And I think that we're finding a lot of the spirituality on the show comes from art, and those examples that Max was talking about. We're really excited that Max was, for one, that he let us do this interview. We're so stoked that he's a part of this, and thank you so much, Max, for being on the show.
We appreciate it.
Check out Inspired and The Sleep, por favor, and add them on all your social links. Now, talking to spirituality, we got Tune Out Tuesday coming up.
We do. It's my favorite day of the week.
Yeah, and we've got some new guests that are getting involved. That's going to be kind of cool. We're going to do some breath work. We're going to do some yoga. And we've got some really interesting sort of stretching vibes coming from Kasana, who's a contortionist and a professional dancer. Yeah, right on. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else before we take it away?
No, I think we're all good. Everybody stays healthy, stay happy. And now here's Max Green.
Not the best with words, it's true. The thoughts, they don't seem to cut through. And there's so much to be said. I know sometimes I bring you down. There are no answers that I've found, ruminating in my head. Don't take me for someone who gave you up that easy. Am I catch, but I don't care anymore. I caught you nervous for the first time. It's not the easiest to get inside. I feel the warmth that you provide. I see it happening all the time. And there's that night that we drove drunk. You went to jail and my heart sunk. 'Cause it's my job to keep you safe. It's funny how these things turn out. I said I loved you with no doubt. A simple thing, so hard to say. Don't take me for someone to give you up that easy. I might not be the biggest catch, but I don't care anymore. I caught you nervous for the first time. It's not the easiest to get inside. I feel the warmth that you provide. I see it happening all the time. Caught you nervous for the first time. It's not the easiest to get inside. I feel the warmth that you provide. I see it happening all the time. I caught you nervous for the first time. It's not the easiest to get inside. I feel the warmth that you provide. I see it happening all the time. I caught you nervous for the first time. It's not the easiest to get inside. I feel the warmth that you provide. I see it happening all the time.
How y'all doing out there? This is Malcolm's Corazon out here in the rain. I can't complain. I'm doing all the things I can keep myself sane. This is some spoken soul poetry, doing all the things that I know of me. Today's poem is called Love. Love is what we desire, the passion of fire. Danced in romance, one seeks to fall love deep, to kindle in silence, to be in love is triumphant, giving a heart of abundance, kisses and hugs, provides the soul's rubs, to dwindle in joy, living next to the other, calling each other as lover, the breath of a wish. Love is the perfect dish. To hold hands, wear each other's bands, same sweatshirts, provided in young girths. To cherish each moment, as love has spoken. Sharing of meals, moving to the vibes and feels. The scent of the presence, warmth of an essence. Counting each other's blessings, never second guessing. To dive into the moment, to speak when spoken, to cry in tenderness, in divine wilderness. Blankets on grass, being indulged by the mass. Warm sunsets, unique footrests. Rubbing of the shoulders, beginning to get much older. As we look to each other's eyes, through painted blue skies. My life begins to linger, as I put this ring on your finger. Love me for life, as husband and wife. Thank you.